Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos. Another paid request. This time for Travis. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the Incredible Hulk and the episode called Married, which was the season 2 premiere, which I guess was a two-parter because this was about 90 minutes long or so. And if you go in expecting bad guys and action, it's not really the case here. But I thought this was an effectively emotional story. And I did quite like this episode, or this premiere. Because it's, of course, the premise, Bill Bixby as David Banner, and hitchhiking along the way. He's gone to see this lady who's into hypnotherapy, but she's going to go off on sabbatical on a vacation. We come to find out that she has a terminal illness, that she only has, 4 to 8 weeks to live. It takes place in Hawaii, and ultimately David Banner follows her, helps her out when she's having a seizure, and says, hey, let's have a benefit. I know about medicine, you know about hypnosis. Let's try to help each other. And while they're trying to help each other, they grow a bond and they fall in love with each other. Now, I thought that, I forget the actress who played Dr. Fields. I thought her and Bill Bixby worked very well together. I thought they had a nice chemistry with each other. I could buy that they were falling in love with each other, and that they were trying to help each other, where he's trying to look into her illness, something to do with the mitochondria, while she's using this hypnotherapy to try to imagine to dissipate the disease, and there's no magic cure, but to try to help things out. Also tries to help out with his problem, where you get some interesting dream sequences, because very rarely do you have David Banner and the Hulk in the same frame, in the same scene. But because of the uses of dreams, we're able to do that. So it's like throughout the episodes, the series of dreams, they're in the desert, and ways of David trying to contain the Hulk, whether it be with a net, or a safe, or a cage, or what have you. And no matter what he does, it just won't work. And you see David get more frustrated. And while Dave's trying to help her, but things are not working well, and she's getting more frustrated. And the life expectancy is dwindling. But there's still... David tells a story, and it kind of sums up the feeling of this. That there's a guy who's hanging from a vine, and there's a tiger, very hungry tiger below, and it's breaking ever so slowly, and he doesn't know where to go, but he sees a strawberry, and he tastes the strawberry and he eats it, and you know what he thought? That was a good strawberry. Meaning, if it's your time to go, at least find something enjoyable to do before that time comes upon. Because in the spoilers, like the hypnotherapy seems like it doesn't do jack shit. Because, so it seems like all for naught. Like David Banner and his bits with medicine, she still is sick, she's still dwindling, and she still dies at the end. And hypnotherapy seemed like it didn't do her any business either. So it seems like her whole hypnotherapy was a fraud, is a shyster, is bullshit, false, full of shit syndrome. Just, yeah. And then her hypnotherapy onto him, he still never contained it, so it felt like nothing was really accomplished. But that's not really the meaning of the episode. The meaning of the episode is just these two falling for each other, and how with a limited amount of time you can make a sincere connection. Now, you do get some Hulk outs. There's a flashback to the first time he hulked out in the rain when he's dealing with the tire, cuts himself. hurts himself and he turns, and David's kind of narrating under hypnosis to what was happening, how he was feeling. You do see a bit more of the transition between David and the Hulk, a bit more of those levels in between. See a little bit more kind of the more Jekyll, or I say Dr. Hyde looking David Banner, and then even more so you see a little bit more into transitions. Let's see, there's a bit where he turns to the Hulk when he's under hypnosis and he smashes through the door and he's throwing lamps. There's a bit where she realizes it's not working, so she gets pissed, goes to a party. David goes after her. She's drunk. These other people being hillbilly hit fuckwits throws David Banner. That was a big mistake. So as the Hulk, he throws people and shit. Throws a whole fucking fireplace that knocks down a whole damn staircase. That was fun to see. And again, you see a lot of the Hulk during the dream sequences. So at the least, you do need a fair amount of the Hulk visually in this. So, probably one of the times where you see the Hulk the most. Again, in terms of screen time. Again, you add in the dream sequences and the Hulk outs. There's another bit where it's during a hurricane and he's ready to be electrocuted, so he turns to the Hulk to get through to get to the girl. So like I said, it's not wall-to-wall action. There's not really any... I mean, there's some dickheads, but it's not a villain. But it's a nice emotional story of love and tragedy where there's some nice genuine emotions. Bill Bixby did a great job, as did, again, the actress who played Dr. Fields. I wish I could remember her name, but I'm bad with names. I don't know why I didn't just write it down. And this is a nice piece of direction. Like, I guess with the premiere, they really wanted to step it up a bit. I didn't want it to be the dream scenes where it's all in the desert. I don't know where they shot this at. Because you have these big sand dunes that they're walking over. There's another dream scene when, in spoilers, they've been married, and she's like, why? That doesn't make sense. Because I would enjoy it. And I guess even if it's like 1 or 2 weeks, at least they're going to enjoy the most out of it. Because life is too short for everybody. And there's a bit where like he's running, and he sees her enter a bus, and the bus is being driven like the Grim Reaper, and he's running, and he's desperately trying to get to her, and then you just some nice emotional moments from Bill Bixby, who's a good actor, does a great job as David Banner. Not Bruce Banner, because apparently the person who made the show thought Bruce was, as he put it, today. That's what the person who made the show said. That's why he's called David Banner. But, yeah, a lot of good emotional moments from these characters. And the ending kind of hits hard, where she knows she's not going to make it. They're going through this hurricane. He gets to her and hugs her as the Hulk, and she says goodbye to him. And it's a nice shot of the Hulk hugging her. Camera pans out with all the rain, business of the hurricane. And then you see Bill Bixby still hugging her and, softly tearing up, crying about it. And then this nice bit where he's kind of, after the hurricane, he's kind of looking at the rubble. And this little boy that the lady had saved earlier comes up. And he says some nice things. He says, so you weren't married long? And as he puts it, Bill Bixby, long? With her, it never would have been long enough. And the kid says something to the fact of, my grandma says that nobody is truly dead as long as we remember them. And that was one of the better usages of the Incredible Hulk music. That classic do 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 bow do 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 do. Because it just, when that piano starts playing and the kid's walking away and David's looking at him and he's looking at the water, Ooh, that just touches a nerve in the heart. In the heart, in the aorta, in the heart. The heartstrings are pulled, plucked like a goddamn harp. And for a tragic love story, it was effective. And that was the purpose of it. Just nothing else got. I mean, he didn't get cured, of course. She didn't get cured. It was just more of these two falling in love and her having, I guess, a bit of happiness before the end. Which, if there's nothing we can do, we at least hope to have a little bit of happiness before the lights go out forever. And that's kind of the gist of it. And it was a nice emotional core to the story. And that's why I would say that, along with the neat dream scenes to have David and the Hulk in the same frame together, which again wasn't common for obvious reasons. Definitely made one of the better episodes I've seen. Very nicely done. So, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.